Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 12th of June, 2021, and we have our very special guest channel, Jim Charles, with us today. Hi, Jim.
Hey.
Hi.
How
He's
are you?
color coordinated with his room, his shirt, and his chair, and his couch are all matching, which is always nice. And I'm going to try to turn this off. Saturday. There we go. It always gets me. So welcome. How are you doing? Everything's good?
Everything's very well. Everything's good. I feel a great presence around today. So that's interesting.
Yeah, before we went live, we were talking about that maybe some new beings might come through that we've never heard of that have some messages for us. That's what Ian requested, and Jim confirmed that's highly, highly probable. So let me just let Elga and Joan in the room, Christine in the room. They're all showing up. Celestia's back. All right. So today we have with us, let me get the list. Right now we have 19 in the room. So let me get our list. We have with us Angie, Jim, Michelle, Will, Barbara, Christine, Daniel, David, Elga, Ian, Joan, Lilypad, Celeste, Safira, Sheer, Stephanie, Summer, Suzanne. We've got a lot of S's. And myself, Karen. It always makes me laugh when we have to do so many S's together. All right, so we'll start off with some announcements if you want to. Go ahead, Angie.
Thank you. If you are interested in any of the online classes, Channeling, White Magic 2, Galactic Energy Healing Teacher Course, Rocks and Stones, I'm sure there's another one that I can't think of at the top of my head. Go ahead and email classes@hucolo.org. We will get everything, excuse me, we'll get everything, I get everything organized, and then as soon as we get a class scheduled, I send out the mass emails and things like that. But if you're interested in anything, I'll get you right on these specific lists, and we will go from there. We're looking at scheduling, start scheduling classes again coming up next month or two. The other announcement is that we are going to be doing a gathering in Hot Springs, Arkansas from August 8th to the 11th. And Will's going to give some details.
Okay, go ahead, Will.
Excellent. So the eclipse just changed everything. So we're no longer going to Shasta. We're going to Hot Springs. And Jim has signed on. Jim and I and Katie will be doing the bulk of the channeling. We're trying to get a couple other channelers to show up. But the energy is just so interesting. But Hot Springs is calling, and it'll be a gathering. It'll be a retreat, ascension groundwork workshop, whole bunch of, some of the channel beings switched out, archangels, ascended masters, the Elohim, Gaia and Tara, plenty of Lyrans because of the Lion's Gate, but there's so many other things that just everything's aligning for it. And Jim was so excited when I mentioned Hot Springs that he just jumped right on. So August 8th through the 11th with Arrivals Day a day before and departure on the 12th. Angie, how do they get more information?
If you're interested in this, we're going to get solidify all the details and get it online. Price, accommodations, things like that. We're going to get all that, what it is going to include. We're going to get that, I'm going to get that online within the next 3 to 5 days. And then right now, although it is a retreat and a gathering, the contact information is workshop@hucolo.org. That way I will get that information. If you're interested right now, send me that email. As soon as, again, you'll get into my list. And when we get everything 100% confirmed, not confirmed, but set up with the details, we'll get information out to everyone.
Excuse me.
And all those who have made payments for Mount Shasta, you'll either get a full refund or we can apply the money to Hot Springs. So thank you. Join us.
Awesome. Great. Isn't it nice to be able to do some gatherings? Pretty good.
Yeah.
And the place that has been secured is a beautiful, beautiful place. We've been there before. It's elegant. So,
Yes.
and it's really nice.
I think we're getting the same house. So we're still
Yes.
renting that. Yeah,
It's really beautiful and it's elegant. It's wonderful.
It was amazing how everything lined up on such short notice.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
so we'll start with some blessings. We will do Michelle, Barbara, and then David, one right after the other. So after Jim does, just go ahead and go after the next one. Okay. Michelle, go ahead.
Tuakian yakahai, duakia dia koada, hionyo ko hoon yaka, iogoa dia haya koa, ioguan yakahaya hoa, ihioaka tiaka. Namaste.
Create within us your vortex of love and continue to feed it with compassion, joy, and understanding. We are here awaiting to know our next moves and our next steps.
Satatakiana tako shata hiata barata. Kitiana kataka nakashitiata kawasi. Kisitia patakana shitiata ko. Hiatna tiata koraki piata keni. Hihiata kishiniata koata hiata.
The rise of mankind will be glorious, but there are many, many obstacles in the way. Let us move them aside with the power of God and love and the power that is within us to perceive the future and move through things easily.
Miatura teasan. Shiana mokra te ran yo atare tiashinju atan yo pakatnya tutoria tia. Ushinje te ru kukiana. Express your true self. Peace.
Some of you are showing fatigue from running too fast and trying too hard for things that are not necessarily part of your mission. Relax. Find your place in the light and move at the cautious pace that will bring you to the finish line, feeling refreshed and having brought many people with you. This is the way it should be done. Do not enlighten yourself with things that do not matter. There. Hello?
So sorry, I thought I was muted. Sorry. We have quite a lot of requests, so I'll go through them. Also from the YouTube chat, and we've had about 5 more people enter the room, so we're at 23 at the moment. Let's see. The requests are Katira, the Yael, Shiva, Krishna, Ganesha, Vishnu, Elijah, Luki, someone who can talk about the eclipse, Gaia. Who else is there? Archangel Michael, the river spirit and water consciousness for the world. And let me see. Then from the YouTube, his name is A Stupid YouTube Channel, which is cute. He says, can we channel Walter Russell? He's curious at what the updates would have been if he could update the Book of One. So those are the requests.
Okay.
And very importantly, if someone that has never been here before, we're requesting who might have a message for us. That was the other request from Ian.
All right.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you before we even start that there's a lot of beings here today. I don't know which ones will get through and which ones will not, but we'll try to get as many through as possible. I can feel the energy all around. It's more intense than usual, so I'll let you know that.
Can you ask the beings to sort of indicate when they're ready to move on? Because sometimes we can, if there's a lot that want to come through, then maybe you can say, or, the being can say at your guidance we're ready to go. So
the problem is they know that a lot of people have questions and they don't want to disappoint anybody or not ask and not finish answering all the questions. But sometimes we just have to move on without answering all the questions. And maybe that question can be answered by somebody else.
Okay.
All right. So do not be disappointed. I want to bring through as many today as possible. It just is hitting me that there's so many here. So
okay,
we'll see what happens.
I didn't read Wendy's request because it was down lower, but it's Sekhmet, the lioness feminine energy. She wants to know if that being would come with some messages. Okay.
Very well. One moment and I will be back with someone and I will be back later. Have a good session, everyone. Think positive thoughts.
Yes.
I am Elijah. Greetings. Today's message will be about forgiveness. It will be a short message because forgiveness should be a short message because all of you should be indulging in forgiveness. First of all, I want to say many of you need to forgive yourself. You feel that you have let someone down, let yourself down, let God down, let someone somewhere or something down. Believe me, you are human. God understands. God has forgiven you already. So let that go. Go inside and say, yes, I forgive myself, because that is the beginning of forgiving others. Now, some of you say, well, I can forgive others, but I can't forgive myself. You may think that is true, but there is always something holding on in that forgiveness of others because of the unforgiveness for yourself. Some of you say, no, I have already forgotten. I've already let it go. I've already seen through all things. Forgive yourself first. All right? Take my word for it. You should forgive yourself first so that that is not interfering with your forgiveness of others. You must know that that negativity does change what comes out. That negativity does change what is perceived. You may have forgiven them, but they may not have perceived it. They may not see it as you feel you have given it. So forgive yourself and then forgive others. With the forgiveness of others, I want to say this. Many of you hold on to some pain from others. You've been badly hurt. You've been taken advantage of. You've been felt like you were hated. You've been many, many different things that I could go into many different scenarios about, but you are still holding on to this unforgiveness because it was them, not me, but them that was the bad guy, them that was the perpetrator, them that was the hater, them that was the pointer of fingers and the judge. You must forgive them. For if you do not, that shows in your demeanor, your example, your being. It will show up at the strangest times when you're thinking of that person that really hurt you. Sometimes it can come up in a normal conversation, and all of a sudden your demeanor changes because you have unforgiveness. Your demeanor changes. You may not even notice it, but you have changed when that thought comes through your mind. Some people might say, "Are you all right? Oh, did I say something wrong?" And you'll go, "Oh, no, everything's good." But everything is not good because you are not really forgiving of that person. You're still holding on to that pain that they gave you. And you must have to learn how to let it go. You have to learn how to let it go. And it's not easy. It's not easy. But God can help. Ask for forgiveness for that. Because we are talking about forgiveness. Because if you forgive yourself for it, then you can reach out and forgive somebody else. And what happens when you forgive somebody else? The things become different between the two of you, at least from your end. You are now reconciled. You are now once again trusting. You are now once again loving. You are now once again compassionate. You are now once again sending the positive vibes that you should have been sending all along. If that is something that you need to do, do it, because it will show in your example. It will show in your love for everyone, not just for those people, for everyone. Something somewhere will show. Many of you have great patience and love and understanding and beauty. Let that be your example. Many of you are showing it, and people are responding to it, because if you show it, they will respond. You say, there are some people that I can talk to, and nothing ever seems to change because that's because you're not showing your true love for them. You're not accepting them for who they are. You're judging them a little bit. You have to look at them without judgment. You have to look at them without anger. You have to look at them without anything that is negative, blocking your road. And then your eyes can meet and be true. Now, that is all I'm going to say for now, because there are many waiting. But I want you to really think about forgiving everyone for everything, no matter what it is, because it's part of your mission to show unconditional love for everyone. And with being angry and unforgiving, That is not unconditional love. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for being here.
I am Vishnu.
Hi, Vishnu.
Someone has called.
Yes. It was Cher. Cher called for you. Cher?
Greetings.
What can I help you with, my son?
Well, first of all, thank you for coming. And basically, I would like to see your perspective about Buddhism, about Hinduism and about the different mythology of the Hinduism. If you can tell
Mythology
us
may...
about,
Go ahead.
yeah, if you can speak with us a bit about the different experiences that you had when you were here on Earth, and also about your connection to Brahma and Shiva.
We are all connected, as you know. The thing about being in this realm of Hindu understanding, a god, if you will, we are each a facet of God's personality, each a facet of what God wants us to represent to him, to this planet. This is why. Because not everyone can relate to one person. Some people cannot relate at all to Shiva. Some people cannot relate at all to Ganesh. Some people cannot relate at all to me. But most people can relate to Krishna. Most people can relate to some of the other gods. But to draw in as many people to the understanding of God as possible, we take on our different personalities. We take on our different ways of doing things. We take on what you might call our destinies, separated one from another, but yet collectively all part of God. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Very well. Now, the different things that happened in our different lives no longer matter in some respects because they are considered only stories. They are considered fantasy, or they are just said legend or something. But what happens is this: we are able to communicate to the people through our actions in each of our different stories. And as we bring our stories forward and you read them or understand them, or they're being taught, then your understanding of God increases. Your understanding of who we are and why we are increases. We are here only to be teachers. We are here to be uplifters. We are here to be healers. We are here to be whatever you need from us in many ways. But some of you will know, as you have studied or have been with us, that certain of our personalities are more likely to give you answers for some questions, and others will not be as helpful. I myself bring about a lot of deeper thought. I bring about deeper understanding. They turn to me when some of the other personalities are well learned. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Good. What other question did you have in there?
Well, it says that whenever the Earth was in great danger, you will descend and protect the Earth. Can you tell us about what kind of conflicts did you had? Was it other races? When you were here, what kind of being were you? Were you some celestial being? Were you an alien?
Celestial being would be closer. Alien to this planet for sure. But that doesn't mean alien species necessarily. But do not worry. It does not even matter at this point. What matters is the information that comes forth. And yes, will I come back in times of great need and trouble? That's what I do. I come back with your prayers. You draw me in, I will come back. I will come back in many different ways. You will be able to see me, some who believe very well in what I stand for will be able to actually visualize me and know that I am there. Others will feel me. Others will see something, but they do not know what. But I will identify myself with that return.
When should we call upon you, or for what kind of interaction could we seek from you?
Now, I am not a limited God or a limited individual or a limited personality. All facets of God are interactive. So if you're speaking to me, I can actually access the other personalities of God. So you may ask me for anything, an understanding of all.
Thank you very much, and I invite you to contact me in my dreams or even in my conscious state, if you wish to just appear from thin air. It will also be welcomed. Thank you for coming.
You are welcome. It was very good to talk to you. Your questions were enlightening to others as well.
So
Is
thank
it time for me to go, or is there a couple questions?
Just one thing. Vishnu you are also the incarnation of Krishna. You are also the incarnation of Rama, and the biggest epics within Hinduism are written about you. And
Yes.
it's an honor to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I think I was clear about being interactive with other facets of the Hindu god system.
Thank you.
Very well. Much love to you. It is a privilege to talk to people who are listening.
It's always the best way.
I am Wilt.
Wilt.
Some of you have been seeing me in your meditations. That is because we are new to your solar system. We are new to your understanding.
From which? Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
I was going to ask. You said your name was Wilt, like.
Yes.
Wilt, like Vilt. Would we spell it like that?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Wilt.
Wilt. You have a Nordic sound to your voice. Are you considered? How would you look for us? Can you describe how you would look?
I am a plant,
You're a plant. Interesting.
as you might say.
Mm.
We grow from the ground and we have one eye.
Oh.
It is like the blossom of the plant.
Hmm.
The leaves are like the arms. We can use them, but over many, many millennium, the eye has been blessed with telekinesis, telepathy, and many psychic gifts so that we are able to make and do for ourselves. Some of you are in your meditation seeing just an eye. That is us. We are a community. We are tied together by the root systems. And we are also free to move about at will. It is part of our evolution to become part of a different kind of reality other than just being in the ground. We are now space-worthy for many years now, and we have found your place, and we are interested in your people. They are different than most civilizations. There are many different cultures here, and there are many different ideologies here. Most planets with life forces on them are single-minded, or if they are not single-minded, there is only a few different developments of thought. But here, there are very, very many which we find interesting.
So many questions come to mind. So you receive nutrients through photokinesis or through some other means?
Photosynthesis, you mean?
Sorry, photosynthesis. Thank you. Photosynthesis.
At times, we do not have to take energy this way. We can use the air, the rain, sustenance other than that. We are not cannibals, so we do not eat other plants.
Mm.
So we are not also carnivores and do not eat animals, but insects sometimes are available to us that we can use as nourishment if necessary.
Mm.
But mostly we can use the air, the ground, and the rain for our sustenance.
Thank you. And so, and it is, as far as your motility, you have the root system. Is that a psychic connection to the root system or a literal connection to a root system? Because if you're mobile, then
Yes, it
tractable.
is not a literal connection. Plants sometimes grow very close together, as you know, and we would consider ourselves that way. But it is a psychic connection, an energetic connection. We can speak that way, but we can also speak eye to eye because of telepathy, because of many different things. So we have different kinds of communication within our society, which brings us to a higher functionality when it comes to creating technology and things of this nature. We can understand that it is necessary to build things, to create things to become more accessible to the universe.
Okay, very interesting. Are you able to take some questions for us?
Yes.
Okay, Will has a question from the YouTube chat. Go ahead, Will. Will?
Yes. Hello, Vilt. Stephen Helms on the YouTube chat has a question. does Oshula, a plant being, have info on current energies happening with the plant kingdom or messages for him personally?
I am sure there is. Where is this person plant? I do not, when we find this person plant, we will relay the messages that we have from our civilization to his civilization. There are different kinds of plant people, tree peoples, which are also plants, and there are other different kinds of species that are sentient and able to adjust to their densities in a way that make them viable to the planet.
Excellent, thank you. And there's another question. Do you have any insights on human healing and specifically healing of the gums in the mouth?
There are certain plants, yes, that will help with that as well. We are not that plant, but we do know of some plants that would give of part of themselves for that kind of healing. Now, when they give up a leaf or a stem, this does not destroy them, but it is something that they are able to do without giving their life force away. There are certain plants that will be reluctant to give you any part of their life force, but I see that there are many that would.
Excellent, thank you. And are you currently incarnated on planet Earth?
No,
Can
we are currently visiting your space.
Excellent. And are there humans on your planet?
No, we are from very far away. Your beings know of only 38 galaxies. That is all that you can see from where you are. We are far beyond that.
Okay, thank you so much. Just what is your mode of transportation? You are on a ship?
We are. We have the ability through telekinesis and other modes. We do have arms and in some, well, we do have fingers as well. They're rather fragile, but they do work. We can do some of the work ourselves, but telekinesis helps us to build and secure our technology. Ideas for technology started coming 1,000 years ago. And so we did not quite understand what that had to do with anything. But it was because our planet was visited by other alien species, and we telepathically gained information of technology from them. And since then, we have been working to develop this kind of technology for ourselves.
Do you have any, do you live outside? Do you live inside? What kind of?
We live on the planet's surface, but if we're on a ship, we live in our own spaces. You might call them a pot or a place, a flower bed. But there are places on the ship that we can walk as well.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, Ian has a question. Go ahead, Ian.
I thank you. And going back to the comment that you had made about plants would be able to, a human could use a leaf or a twig from a plant for healing purposes. There are traditions primarily with native peoples on this planet to offer plants give them an offering, give them a gift in return. Is there validity to doing that? Is there a benefit to doing that? And what types of offerings would be appropriate?
Yes, there is validity. You never know which plant on your planet's surface is developing intellect and sentience. All plants have a certain amount of sentience to begin with. They shy away from flames and fire. This is a well-known fact, and no one can understand because plants on your world do not seem to have a nervous system. However, they know what is good and what is bad. The kinds of offerings that you might offer them would be water, fertilizer, sustenance. It's a hard word for us to say. But also care and tending, keeping the dark leaves away, keeping the root system healthy, keeping the blossom as long as possible.
And how about, is a plant able to feel, or are you able to thank a plant simply by holding it with your hand and offering a prayer or a thank you? Does that translate to the plant in any way?
If the plant is still alive, it does translate.
Okay, thank you very much.
Be
Thank you.
careful. If you are holding a plant in your hand, it has been removed from whatever earth or what you ever call your soil. And so it may not be able to live long outside of those areas.
Thank you so much. There's a question from Bridget. Bridget, do you want to ask your question yourself, or can you unmute?
I unmuted and I give you the video. Is it okay? Well, I don't know.
Just speaking is fine. You don't need to be on the video.
Yes.
Speak up though, please.
Yes,
It's
I
hard to
will.
hear.
Thanks for being there. I much appreciate meeting a plant being. Would you please tell us your take on the pine needles, the beneficial use of it?
We have not yet studied all of your earth plants. And so I cannot verify that your pine needles are the same as ours. What benefits is said to come from them?
Well,
And
I studied
Yes.
herbal medicine for some time, and one of the things that I learned is, forgive me, that you fight slime with slime. So if you're having a bad cough and you make some potion from linseeds, which is very slimy, there's a big chance that the slime from the linseeds is beneficial to the slime of your lungs.
Interesting.
Everybody now is talking about the spike protein. I don't know. Are you aware of that? The spike protein.
We are aware of all our own proteins and thought processes about our own physiology, but we are foreign to yours. The
Yes.
thing is, we have been studying other species, and other species have similar answers with plant and vegetation for healing. We realize that we are natural healers in many ways.
Yes.
And so, having said that, we want you to be cautious that when you use any plant, that you do not destroy the plant to use it, but only be cautious.
Absolutely. But the pine trees, they are huge trees. So if we harvest some needles, that might be something that would be okay. I'm always asking for permission, and I'm opening my heart to the tree or the plant that I am harvesting or taking things from. And we are now being injected with something. The governor wants us to be injected with something, and a thing called a spike protein seems to be altering our DNA. And now there came the insight that the pine needle, which is also so very spiky, might be very beneficial for us to use in teas. And I even bake bread with it at this moment.
I would think that one injection could not possibly influence the entire DNA. However, we are not familiar with your DNA. It would appear that there are some truths that it may change at some point some of the DNA. But remember this, the DNA that you are born with will overtake any other DNA that is coming into the body. You must understand it is a defense system that most species have against intruders.
Yes, and the story is that they are trying to get rid of our innate defense mechanism, our immune system. But I'm also wondering if my God-given DNA might not be stronger than...
Your God-given DNA is stronger. They will not be able to do this with a mere vaccine. It would seem very unlikely. However, we do not know the human being. We are studying you now, but we are finding that there is much misinformation on your world.
Yes. Also, I would like to ask you something. I'm a vegetarian since 50 years or so. And but I also always have so many difficulties in harvesting lettuce and radishes. It just hurts my soul to cut down a beautiful lettuce, but I need to eat. So this is sometimes a conflict in myself.
We do not know of any sentient plants on your planet at this time. So you being a vegetarian does not offend us because it is your way. But be careful that you also give thanks to the plant life, which you said you did,
Yes.
that you are using for nourishment. We can help you with your growing of crops. However, it is against our policy to help anyone that is eating plants.
I fully understand. And sometimes I think, well, last year I fasted it was 4 full weeks, I think. And I felt splendid. But then there is my mind, and that says, well, you got to start eating again. But I don't know if I need to start eating.
There are ways to get nourishment from the air and the water and the wind.
Yes.
We have learned many centuries ago how to do this.
You make me cry now, because I feel it is so very true what you say. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Many blessings to you, for we know that you are good and feeling very sad about having to eat the vegetables and fruits, but there is no sentient ones on your world.
No, thank you.
Thank you
We
so much.
understand there are many planets where the life force there eats plants and animals. You are considered animals. And at the early stages of your existence, draconians ate humans.
We're glad those days are behind us. Thank you.
This
for
is
that.
part of galactic and universal understanding. We are just learning these things as we come into your solar system. We collect a lot of information as we come in, and we are learning more and more, for we are a collective, and each and every one of us can collect a different piece of knowledge every day and share it with the community.
I would so much like to know how you are experiencing us. What is your take on us?
We do not look at the overall beings or how the earth is being cared for. We have actually tried to interact personally through meditations of individuals to see what they are really like. At this point, we find that most individuals, humans, have a very good side and also a very dark side. But the ones that we have visited with seem to be more light than dark.
May I invite you to visit me?
Yes, many have seen us in their meditations and have even reported it. We will come and all you will see is an eye.
I will look out for you.
Now, the color of the eye may be many different colors because in your plant realm, there are many different colors of flowers. And so, the same with us. We have many different colors of eyes.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. There's some questions still from the YouTube. Go ahead, Will.
Hello,
Yeah.
Vilt. So there's some interesting basic questions for you. Adriana wants to ask, how did you evolve? Was it naturally or were you mutated in some way?
That is a good question. Let me tell you this. From our very beginnings, from the first sentient ones of us, it was always that we felt something around us, the stimulation of the air, the rain. We felt also when we bloomed the sun in a different way than when we were not in blossom. And we felt it on our being differently once we bloomed. The eye started to occur at some point. We do not know. It was pre-history for us. But it was after a time we started to develop our communities, our psychic abilities, telepathy, and yes, telekinesis eventually. But we began communicating with one another more than 10,000 years ago.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Tay Battle ask, what current density are you residing in?
That's an interesting question as well. For all intents and purposes, we are in the fifth dimension. As we understand dimensional increments. Let me add this though. We are able to come back to third density very easily. We are not sure if it is because our brains are able to move interdimensionally very quickly, or if it was that we were made to move interdimensionally from the very beginning.
Very interesting insights. How
Yeah.
about this question? Why our galaxy now? Why did you come here now?
Another very interesting question. We heard a great deal about this galaxy, but more about this solar system. There are many places in your galaxy that are warring or have conflicts or have great civilizations that we would like to look into. However, this is the one that is going through an ascension process, like they say, no other species has gone through. The reason for this is because there is so much diversity within the species, so much understanding and misunderstanding within the species, and also the ability to project third eye information into the atmosphere without even knowing it. Your karmic state of your world is very interesting and very surprising. There is good and bad mixed together, making it a gray kind of color when you look at it from a dimensional angle. We are wondering if the ascension can clear that into a brighter color and make things different on your realm. We see that all your collective consciousness is not able to communicate one with another, not at this point yet. However, your heart energies are all connected, just as they are all connected to everywhere in the universe. This is a very interesting thing. Our heart energies, if you want to call it that, we do not have such a organ in our body, but we are considered loving and kind, but we do not have a heart. So we are connected in a very different way through the psyche.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Great, great answers. One more question for you is the plant kingdom assisting humanity raise their vibration for the ascension, telepathically or otherwise? And how can we as humans interact with them to better engage in that?
The most sentient plants on your planet are actually not plants, they are fungus. The mushroom has an underground system of communication. It is also why the mushroom can provide psychedelic opportunities and channel into different dimensions and densities. They are definitely helping your planet, but they are not considered plants to us. They are fungi, which is something different.
What about trees?
Trees are plants. They
But are
have a
not
root
sentient?
system like ours, but fungi is made of different materials. It is not that we are not welcoming them or they are not welcoming us. They are just a different species.
Understood, but do you consider trees to be sentient?
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Your
you.
tree system is at a very low stage of development as far as evolution. You can feel their heartbeat, as it were, but they are very low consciousness and cannot really communicate.
Okay. All right. There's a question from Lilypad. Go ahead, Lilypad.
Hello.
Greetings.
Greeting. Are you male, females, or I don't know how that works on your plant, the plant kingdom?
We do not have male and female. Whenever the time comes, seeds drop out of the corner of our eye.
Okay. And last question, when you come to meditation, do you come, you say just one eye? You don't see it. Okay, one eye. Okay, thank you. That's all.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. I don't see any other questions. Will, or is there anything else from YouTube?
Yes, and they're going to keep coming. I have several more questions.
Are they relevant to this being?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Go for it.
Yes. So Ritzy S asks that she feels a connection to a 200 to 300-year-old beech tree for 4 years. And 2 to 3 years ago, it broke in half because of a storm. And they used to give it healing. And was it helpful? Was it related to her contract, to her purpose? Was there a connection between her and that being? Can you offer any advice on that?
One moment and let me connect to her. There was a connection. The tree was, as I said earlier, of low intelligence and not very evolved, but could care. And she was someone that cared for it. When it was divided, it did not really survive the conscious part of that divide. And so the healing has helped it to remain, in some ways, sentient as a plant, but it no longer has any kind of thought process at all.
All right. Thank you so very much for that. Will, was there another question?
Yes, another interesting question from Adriana. How do you reproduce?
I mentioned that at some point in our adult life, seeds come from the corners of our eyes, and we plant them, and they become our offspring.
Excellent. Thank you. And can you give us more information? This is a question from Daniel. How about mushrooms on Earth, and what do they do, and how can we use them?
What do they do? Well, we are just new to your solar system, but we understand that they are sentient. They have already communicated with us. There are places where the mushrooms grow in great volume, many at a time. They are connected by their root systems only, not like us where we can also be connected with our eyes. But the root system is sentient and speaks to one another. They can be used to help you for nourishment, yes. They can also be helpful, some of them, by being used as psychedelics to move you between dimensions, to be able to see other places, to gain access to thoughts that you may not be familiar with. What happens is this: when you take a psychedelic drug, it not only affects one part of the brain, but it affects many parts. And those many parts are communicating in your particular brain access. We see that they are working together to create and formulate what is the future of your species. And that is an interdimensional species just like us.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll take a question from this chat right now. Joan has a question. Go ahead, Joan.
Greetings, Bill. I just have a question about my third eye. If there's something wrong with my third eye right now, because I was in a couple of days I was feeling like I out of balance on my third eye, or there's something kind of blockages.
Please speak up.
Hello. How about that one? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. I just want to have
There was something, you said there was something wrong with your third eye?
Yes. It feels like I was out of balance and like I can't see in my dreams sometimes.
I see. One moment. Remember, the functionality of your third eyes, as we are learning more and more just by being here. Since we have been here, we have learned 6 million different facts from humans. Your third eye is connected, but the pineal is slightly crystallized. Pineal being the middle of the brain area, sort of low middle. We can cleanse that for you.
Oh, please, thank you.
You do not even know the functionality of the pineal gland yet, as we understand from many of your universities. Very well. It will happen. We will be there.
Okay. Thank you.
We are learning a great deal from you. Many of you have very interesting information. Do you have more questions for us, or should we go?
So sorry,
Hello?
I thought I was unmuted. Yes. No, we have no more questions at this moment.
Very well. I will go and allow someone else to come. It's been enlightening to speak to you. We will visit again.
Thank you.
Greetings, I am Michael.
Welcome, Michael.
Someone has called.
Yes, Michelle has asked for you. Michelle, do you have a question for Archangel Michael? Welcome, Archangel Michael.
Thank you.
Greetings, Michael. Thank you for coming.
Yes, I felt it was important to come. There are many that have issues that need to be spoken of.
I just have a question. In a group meditation, I saw Jesus and many other beings dressed in white, dancing behind the gates in the higher realms. In celebration is what it looked like. Could you give us some sort of perspective of what it's like in heaven at this time, watching all of this unfold on the planet, this ascension that we're going through, what it's like, especially the high moments, the moments of,
Yes.
of joy and
Well,
celebration.
You must understand this. We must keep always in a positive frame of mind in a joyous frame of mind. It is not that we have a choice. And being up here, the elements of heaven and the elements of the angelic realm and the creator realms are all joyous. They have many beautiful things. They have many great understandings. And the energy here keeps you in a very good frame of mind. So I'm not surprised you saw them celebrating. But what they were celebrating at that particular moment was a success from another world, where beautiful, loving energy was being brought forth by another species. Now, your species, there are many very happy people here. Well, not many, but there are several very happy people here that are following God and moving forward and just doing what God wants them to do and staying in a very positive frame of mind. It's difficult on this world because there's much more disease here than in other places. And that is by design of some of the negative beings that are trying to stop the ascension on your world. However, we celebrate every victory of every person when it happens.
So I saw right then. You were all dancing and wearing white.
Of course,
Is that
white
what it
is
looks like?
purity, and white is also now. You could not see. You see, the color spectrum in your eyes is limited. If there's 20 octaves in the universe of color, yours see about 1 octave of color. So what you perceived as white was not really white, but it was all kinds of colors and beautiful designs and things of that nature, which your eyes cannot perceive. So you see it as white.
Yes, that's so exciting. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes, we have several. Sorry. Christine, would you like to ask your question to Archangel Michael? Christine?
Christine, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Actually, the question was for the previous person, but
Well, you can hold your question or wait or ask maybe a different question to Archangel Michael or not, since we have you.
if I called upon you, sorry for not showing my face, but I have a black eye, so I didn't want to appear.
It is all right. You are beautiful no matter what.
The cause was from a bump on the head when I was taking the wrong trail. If somebody should just call upon you, do you just come to them?
I do. But you may not feel me or know that I'm there. But I
Okay.
always come to at least comfort and try to calm down whatever situation it is.
Okay.
Sometimes that is all that I am there to do, is calm them down and bring them back into that state of mind where they are understanding what to do next.
Sometimes when I call upon help, sometimes I'll feel this wonderful love. And then other times I don't feel anything. And it's sort of like I'm wondering if I'm just out of sync or.
No, not out of sync. Just we don't always make ourselves known whenever we are there. Because it is sometimes not permitted for us to show ourselves or make ourselves felt, but other times it's quite appropriate. And you might have to work through those times that you don't feel us, because that is a matter of faith. That is a matter of your own understanding of who we are and how we work. But if you have faith, we are always there.
Okay. Thank you, Saint Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, there's more questions. One moment. Excuse me, my thing went full screen. Let me get back here. Okay, Christine, there's a question from iPhone. I don't know who that is. Not Stephanie's iPhone, but iPhone. Who is that?
Luba.
Luga. Okay, go ahead, Luga.
Hi, Michael. I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah, I feel very close to you. You are my favorite. One of them. 3. But anyway, I have a question. What dimension are you from? All of you, all archangels.
We are in the 7th dimension. Remember, if you are a Bible reader or if you read scriptural texts, back then there was only 7 realms. There was 7 different dimensions, and we are on the highest, the 7th of those dimensions. Now God has created some more dimensions, and they are not spoke about in any scriptural text, but people can find them in their thought process. But we are in the 7th dimension, and we are our realms. The angelic realm has 9 realms to it, but we are in the 7th dimension.
And are you working same way or helping others as other species as you're helping us, humanity?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We were created to help in a different way than the creator beings were created to help. We were more the communicators. We are more the healers. We are more the ones that go and actually appear to humans at time to bring messages or bring the thought process. Now, many think that, okay, when they see us, we are like aliens, and we are aliens. We are from our own realm. We are from our own area. So yes, we can be considered aliens if you wish, but we are a different kind of species than the creator beings.
That's beautiful. Then I have one question or maybe 2, sorry. One is, my son, he's miserable. His name is Michael, as you. And then would you mind to bring more light or to navigate him or something? He doesn't know how to move forward, and he's constantly victim. But anyway, I guess that was his path as on the soul level. He needs to learn, but if you can help him to see the light and protect him from all negative energies and entities and thoughts, if please.
How old is your son?
38.
And he is sad?
He's very sad. He went through depression. He didn't grow up with his father, and then so he's really lonely. He's not in this country where I am, and wherever he is, it's very negative. Czech Republic. I am in America.
I see. Let me see if I can find him, and I will definitely work with him. Mm-hmm. There are many things I must know about him before I can actually even help him. So I will go to him and I will find out what is making him sad. And there's more than one thing usually that is making someone sad. So he might be suffering from many different thought processes. And I will try to help him and try to give him some peace.
Thank you so very much. And the last one is for me, but everyone else, if you can give us nice affirmation, how to call upon you and ask for protection in your own words.
Absolutely. all you have to do is call my name and ask for that protection in whatever words you want to use, because I will protect you. I will put a bubble of protection around you in that moment. Now, that doesn't mean it's permanent or it stays there forever, but it is for that time to keep you safe and protected. Call on me as often as you want for this protection, in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. Call me and I will bring that protection, and it will last for quite a while. And if you feel like you need it again, call again. We are not allowed to give permanent shielding like that. We do, God does do some of that. Jesus does do some of that. Permanent shielding. The angels only can give it for so long, because we have so many other things that we're doing. It can't last, it dissipates. But we are here and we will give it.
So what about your sword? We human, we know you holding this sword in many pictures. So I wonder if that is good to us to cut all negative energies and emotions. They're not coming from love and light.
You have to understand that I am the general of all the angels when it comes to spiritual battle. And that is to cut all negative connections, cutting all negativity away from positivity, and freeing it up so that it can move forward. So yes, I'm in charge of the armies of positive angels who will come and fight if there is a need for a battle against the dark ones.
And that include Mother Earth, right? If we can ask also for protection for our
Oh yes.
Okay.
Gaia is one of our great beautiful spirits, great soul. We love Gaia, and Gaia is an individual like none other. So we will help her, yes.
Thank you so very, very much. And I love you, and I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Triple I love you to you too.
Thank you so much. David has a question. Go ahead, David.
Hi there, Michael.
Greetings.
So I'm wondering about any messages. There's like a big change in my life going a different direction, and if there was any messages about that, and in relation to the protection thing. I was going to ask about that, but that was really good. So I'm wondering about if for some reason you forget or you get some kind of attachment to you, also how to do it yourself to remove these, how to ask for help to get, remove these. I've had experiences where there was moments where something happened and I couldn't even move. Like I couldn't even drive the car.
It depends on the attachment, my dear boy. There are some attachments you cannot do anything about except for with outside help. But there are some that are smaller, some that are just a little irritating or whatever, and you can get rid of those very easily. There is something called the Pol-Ta in the galactic energy healing notion that will get rid of any small entities that are attached. You'd have to learn about that, and you have to get
Yeah, I have the course. I've took the course.
Well, do
I'll look
that
it up.
Pol-Ta and you can get rid of these small entities.
Okay. And any
All right?
Yeah, and any messages about the big move, any guidance to make it a nice, smooth journey?
David, you're the one that will make it a nice move.
Okay.
You're the one that must make it a good thing. You're the one that is in charge of that drive, that space, that energy. So call on us and make it good for yourself. But you must take the actions to make it good.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Thank you. Wendy has a question. Go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you very much. So there has been a couple of things that have been happening for me. I've been getting dreams where I seem to be attending conferences, and in these conferences, there's just like, it feels like thousands and thousands of people sitting at these beautiful round tables, white tablecloths. And I recall sitting next to what I would think of as like the host, like the I don't know, ascended masters maybe is who they are. And they're like lined up. And I remember sitting so close to them and like leaning over to one of them. He looked like an Oriental gentleman. And he offered me this like chocolate cake. And I was like, oh, thank you. I was very grateful and I ate it. But I'm wondering what was that conference that I was attending, or what was my dream trying to tell me about that?
You were at the galactic conferences that just ended on just recently, and they were intergalactic conferences. In fact, people from all over the universe were there, but you were also seeing people from Earth there as well. And you were seeing ascended masters, and you were seeing all kinds of aliens. But if you looked close, there was every kind of being there that you can imagine. These conferences are once or twice a year for your planet, and they asked you to come along so that you could give your input when asked.
Oh, beautiful. Did I give any input?
Yes. You agreed with human side that first contact should come sooner rather than later, and that humans should not have to depend on the politicians to call all the shots when it comes to intergalactic politics, but that the human sources should also be involved in that decision, and they are not.
Beautiful. Yay, standing up for humanity.
Yes.
I have one other question. It has come to my attention that many of us who are here as, fractals of archangels, that we are in partnership is kind of on heaven, on as above, so below. And so our kind of spouses, so to speak, are slowly becoming known. Some people are becoming aware of their spouses. And I am wondering if I have a spouse and who that might be.
You mean in the other dimensions?
Yes.
That was one reason why you were asked to go to the galactic meetings, is because that's one of the subject matters, is intergalactic relationships. Humans and other species are connecting, and they want marital rights, and they're not getting them from the Earth, because the Earth will not allow people to leave the planet or allow aliens to come on the planet. So there is a very big divide there. Now, you do have a partner in the galactic realm, but I do not know who it is right now because I don't pay attention to that. But I know that you were there because of that reason.
Okay, beautiful. And for the new babies that are coming in, do they have Uber protection or Uber gifts?
They have gifts, yes. And some of them will have exceedingly great gifts. But they are star children. They are, what are they called on your world? Crystalline children. Or I'm not sure. There's many terminologies.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's very interesting to know. Is there anything that you can say?
We're going to have to just move on to the next person. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Okay, Safira has a question.
My pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you. Safira has a question.
Hello, Archangel Michael.
Greetings.
So the previous questioner asked about the government meeting. Well, it ended up you talking about the government meeting, so that's okay. Are you familiar with the secret space program in some way? Otherwise, I won't ask you the question I have.
Is who affiliated?
Are you familiar with the secret space program in some way?
I am familiar that it exists, yes. I do not involve myself in it because it is not something that they ask. Very few people in the secret space program call on Michael. but or any angels for that matter. They're very technologically advanced, and many are agnostic. They do not believe in a higher spirit, although we're working on helping them to believe in higher spirits. We do visit them from time to time, but we are not familiar with them the way you might think.
Okay. So one reason I'm asking you that is there are weaponized satellites that have been going out into space for many years, secretly, some not so secretly, I suppose. Are you familiar with those? And what is the plan if they, like, part of them are being financially subsidized through the new space program we have here? So is there a plan between the angels and the aliens what to do if those missiles are going to be used towards the alien beings coming in?
Well, your people, your planet, your governments are afraid that aliens are going to attack. I don't know why. Aliens have been visiting for thousands of years on your planet, and they have not taken it over, and they have not caused any wars there, and they have not caused any destruction. And your governments know this, but for some reason, they are still very frightened. There are some threats to them from some species. Now, most species out here, I'd say 90% of them, are friendly and not looking for war or attack. But there is about 10% that are unpredictable and may cause trouble.
So is there, because we've heard that there in the past, missiles which were tested, et cetera, in space were neutralized by different alien ships. Are these weaponized satellites, excuse me, is there a plan to neutralize them if they plan to use them? Do you know that?
That I cannot tell you, because I do not know the agendas of all the species. One species may never think of doing that, and another species may be doing that right along. As an angel, I'm here to communicate God's message and God's thought processes, and I have to leave the will of the people to them, and I really am not supposed to engage in any of that. So I really don't know much about that.
All right, thank you. I was just asking in case you did, because maybe there were, okay, so the other question.
I do hear things.
Right.
But it is all hearsay, and I wouldn't want to present that as a fact.
Okay, thank you. I will wait till someone who's more intergalactic council comes in. But I do have a question about my daughter Jessica. She's part angelic energy. She suffers so much in this world. I don't know if you can please help her a little bit. I don't know what angelic realm she's from. There are different subsections of angels, right? And their responsibilities.
Yes, there are definitely different subsections of angels.
Would you be able to tell me that I could tell her what
she is not to know. The thing is, she was told her angelic name a while back, and I believe she still has that. But the thing is about her is that she is not accepting the angelic portion of her mission. She is an amazing talent for many things. And yes, angel cards are wonderful, beautiful, but her attitude toward the thought processes of the world are not showing as angelic.
Can you please help her, Archangel Michael?
Yes.
Please.
You know exactly what I mean.
I do. I do. And I think she needs some nice confirmation in her heart. If you could sort of come to her in some way, I don't know how you could do that.
If she would believe it, we would give it.
Can't you? Okay. All right. I was going to say something else, but I won't. So just one last thing. I have used your sword in my mind when trying to cut, like if I'm healing somebody, I imagine your sword, and I cut all the cords. Is that really your sword? Is that effective by my imagining and connecting to it?
No, it is effective.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to know. All right, thank you very much. Talk to you soon, maybe.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. There's a question from Sean. Go ahead, Sean. Sean?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, great.
I was just wondering about why an archangel would fractal it themselves and then incarnate in here. And then I was just wondering if I was a fractal of an archangel.
The reasons that angels fractalize and incarnate in this world is to bring up the vibration of it. If that is what you agreed to before you come into this world, is that fractal is going to help to positively charge the world in some way. And you have your missions and know how to be positive. But remember this, angels coming into this kind of harshness often get jaded because they're in a human body and feel all the things that humans feel. And so therefore it's easy for an angel to get off track in this reality that you live in. We've seen it many, many times, and they feel less love and they feel out of place and they feel like, wow, this is not what I'm used to. This is, I have to sort of fight against this. But the ones that adjust to God's will and understanding become the most effective people on the planet in many ways. What was the other part of the question?
I was just wondering if I was a fractal of an archangel. I'm thinking it might be Raziel.
Raguel, the angel of justice?
No, it's the angel of mystery or of mystery.
Oh, the Raziel?
Yeah, Raziel.
The angel of mystery and all that, yes.
Yeah.
Let me look. One moment. Oh, there's fractals of angels all over the place here. So, but yes, you do have a fractal of Raziel.
Okay. Am I trying to bring in like the belief systems of like magic and whatnot?
You're trying to, yes, you are, and that's okay. Let everything play out. Remember, you have many gifts within you. As an angel, you can awaken other things within you and work in many different ways. Many of you can. It's just difficult to grasp what they're going to be used for or how to use them and all these different things. But that's what prayer is for. That is what a meditation is for, to get in touch with all these different things that you know are there, but you don't know how to use them. So yes, there's definitely some things that are there that you have not been in touch with yet.
Okay. All right, that's all the questions I had. Thank you. Much love.
Very well.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me just get back onto the list of people. Ian has a question. Go ahead, Ian.
Hi, Michael. Thank you for being here today. I have a question related to an interview that I saw of a man, and it had to do with your appearance. And here on Earth, there's a lot of statues, there's a lot of pictures of you that show you this glowing, beautiful being. And this gentleman was saying that he had a near-death experience, and it wasn't pleasant. And he was surrounded by demons, and he was in deep turmoil and being consumed by these demons. And then he saw a being very large with wings that looked very fierce coming to him, and it scared him. And then he found out it was you. And then he was surprised that it was you because you looked so fierce. But he said that later he come to realize, in order for you to fight the evil necessary to do what you do, you need to be a fierce being. would that be a fair representation of your appearance or how you work? And
Yes, in different situations I appear differently, and in a warlike situation I am fierce, and I have my sword, and I am the leader of the army. So I would be the first one that he would see when battling demons.
okay, I just found that very interesting how you initially scared him, and then when he realized who you were, he felt safe and you saved him from these beings in his
Exactly,
experience.
because it's a battle, it's a war. There were parts of him that he believed were not good and that deserved to go to a dark place, but we did not agree and we fought for him.
Okay, great. That's all my questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there a question from the chat, Will, that you have? We have time for one more question.
There are questions. Let me try to
Find one
generis.
that's relevant to Archangel.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Archangel Michael, thank you so much for joining us today. Many blessings to you. What is the best way that we as humans can connect with you, the angelic realms, other archangels, for healing or any help on some of the work that we need to do?
It depends on who you are, but just feel love and call us. You can meditate and call us. You can pray and call us. You can know that we are there and we will be there, because once you know for sure that you're in touch with the angels, we are there.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. Thank you so much.
Okay. Will, did you have any questions today? You haven't asked any questions maybe of your own. Did you have a question?
I do not. I just want to give gratitude to you, Michael, for all the assistance on planet Earth, all the assistance in my life and in all of our lives, and just infinite gratitude of God to you.
Thank you. In my service to God, I will do my best to bring about the blessings to humanity.
Thank you so very much.
And Michael, can you leave us with a blessing?
Angelic blessing, yes. Tirian Torah Adonai. Ariangeo Wandora Ko Shuri Yeshua Shunji. The Tutara Pacham Javriati Etuvu. Ushan Jiveriatati. Kitrada Mororunde Vasititi Akandi. Moshon Jayawa Ahondo Kunote. Kunote Koasa Shunjiveriatitu. Nararan Nushfuriafata. Karunda Sasaviti. Adonai Kia. Joshua Shemvria. Sheshavratia Fondo. Undo Kuriate. Mondo Ancorda. Kashishonde. Kirata Shunduturiapa. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so very much. We are out of time today, but it's been a very big blessing for all of us to be with you here, and we want to thank you so very much and
Very well.
send you so much appreciation, except for the motorcycle going through my room. So
It's all right.
Mm.
Much love to you all and many blessings. Keep your eyes on God. Keep your path lit with his words and with his understandings, with his beauty. Light up the world. If you don't feel like a light, then start questioning why not, because that is what you should be. a beacon of light. You should be a beacon of understanding. You should be a lighthouse in this world, saving the ships from crashing against the shore, the souls from being lost. Amen.
Amen.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very interesting today. Thank you.
Yeah, it was different. There was more people, I think.
Yes, there was. Yes, thank you so much. Interesting plant being. That was interesting. Okay, so we have some, we'll start with some blessings going on, and then Angie will do the announcements. We'll do blessings. We'll start with Will, and then I think Suzanne wanted to do a blessing. We'll do Will, Suzanne, Angie, and then we'll say goodnight, say goodbye. So Angie, why don't you do your, or sorry, Will, do your blessing, Suzanne, and then Angie follow your blessing with your announcements. Thank you.
Haraharte ari ka ayeto raha. Nahaya arta asi ia araka ina haya harata. Ko tono no hare hare sa achito koro. Ahana hai hea hatati araharia. Harhu toro ko onahari hiratai titiro. Hatora warawata. Ya hana hea tatai. Ko nahar huratiti karatu. Ko tona naruta. Tukoro huto turashi. Sisihiara a tananani arakayata.
No words can express the importance of this ascension time or the power in this time. Let your love be drawn into the ascension fire. Let your love shine in the world so that it is a flame that can be seen by all. No words can express it, but only the light on your face and in your eyes will be able to show the way to some, because words mean very little in this realm at this time. People do not believe them, people do not understand them, and people question them. It is time for a revolution, a revelation, and a resolution to be with these people. Bring on to us the greater power of your glory in love, understanding, and compassion.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Suzanne?
Yep, I'm ready. Hoi sikatikia you sikatakoya ia sikatakaya tukoya sikatakoya tia sikitikita hoya ia sikitikaya hoya takaya tukoya haya sikotikaya he sikatakaya tuya hoya ia sikotukoya tia sikotukoya he sikataka sikotukoya. Blessings.
Many of your paths are blocked by your own self standing in the way. Get out of your own ways so that you can see what God has for you coming up. It is not important, some of the information that you want to gather, because it only is emphasizing who you are. It is not emphasizing the work of God. Bring forth your thoughts and prayers to the work of God so that it may be evident that this is what you are about.
So sorry. Wait, Angie, just one moment. Wendy wanted to do a blessing, so we'll have Wendy and then Angie. Go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you so much. Ara uiraya tikriya tuyana ichturire ti efakruira tikti amana ai ichtriana nai aichku anama a ikoyira yata amana ichtriana na atata chi ichku arara ayarata dayana amana niyati ikyana na rai aratata tata nuira bai Adonai blessings.
There is a great outpouring of God, but only to those that are ready to accept him, ready to believe him, and ready to listen to him. Obedience is important at this time, and not going your own way, trying to find things in the darkness. Do not look into the darkness for the light. This does not help anything, and it will not prepare you for the darkness when it comes, because the light is the way to shine through the darkness. And only by looking into the light and learning about the light will you ever make it through the darkness.
Thank you. Okay, Angie, go ahead.
Soa nia su uia tiki. Ho soa ita na go atasha. Na na horati. Mortiki kara sokoturi. Mohorata kaana sananoku. Hasani atako I. Horatoko na mo ora ata. Ya rokotukura samtura yananoko a. Mohonare ataka. Namaste.
Present your heart humbly to God. He is waiting for many of you to give up the pride, to give up the need for attention, to give up the thought that you are better than anyone else, that God is the only one who is the one for me. Let God become the great I am within you, the great I am within the world. The power that is yours is from him, and the power shall always come from him and not from yourself. Take no credit, for he is the master of all, and he is the master of this world.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, everyone. Angie has an announcement, or if you're ready, Angie.
Yeah, I'm ready. Wow, powerful message there. I gotta just, okay. If you're interested in any classes, we have not yet scheduled them, but we have several classes available. Channeling, White Magic Level 2, Galactic Energy Healing Teacher Course, Rocks and Stones. If you're interested in any of those, email classes@hucolo.org. When we go ahead and schedule those classes, I will get emails out to everyone. Rocks and Stones, yes. Then we will get the emails out, but we will also make a general email, a general announcement on all the Facebook pages. We are also coming up to having a retreat this year in lieu of a workshop, and that will be August 8th through 11th in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's going to be many channelers, including Jim, Will, Kitty, and several others. If you're interested, please email workshop@hucolo.org and I will get that information. And although it is not going to be a workshop, but that's the email address to send to. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Arizona thing is going to be an amazing time.
Arkansas?
I'm getting
Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah, what did I say?
Arizona.
Oh, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Yes, that's going to be an amazing time, and I would love to see a lot of you there and meet a lot of you and see a lot of you again. So it's going to be a very different but very loving and fun thing that we are going to be doing there, and it's going to be a very informative and very amazing. Absolutely.
It will also be during the Lion's Gate. So the energies from that will also be incorporated into this. So a lot of amazing things happening during that time.
Perfect. So thank you so very much, everyone. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everyone in the room, the full room today, and a lot of people on YouTube. So that was wonderful. Next week, we will have Matt's back with us, and we will look very forward to that. And Jim, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'm sorry, not next week, but 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's right.
Yes.
Well, too much of a good thing might be too much. All right, everyone, much love to you. Have a very safe, fantastic week, and we will see you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to be in the room with Jim. That is made possible to all of our wonderful subscribers. You can go to hucolo.org/webinars, and for $10 a month, you are guaranteed a spot in the room when Jim is channeling. So much love to everyone, and we will see you next time. Thank you so very much.